In this video, I will be doing 17 things I wish I knew before I turned 19. Bear with me. It's 17 questions that I formed throughout the span of just going to college for, I don't know, like 5 to 8 months. So bear with me. Just here I'm feeling, and this video will be posted on my birthday for St. Patrick's Day. All right. Let's play a game I like to call 17 Things I Wish I Knew Before I Turned 19. Let's start off by talking about the studio that I'm currently in. Hate. I fuck hate. The first thing on the list I have is finding your people on campus. I know that for a lot of people in college, finding your people on campus can seem challenging and overwhelming and oftentimes very rushed. You're in your first week and you're thinking about how am I going to find people that I click with? How am I going to find people that are going to be in my life for the next 4 years? Little disclaimer, you're not. You're not going to find those people who 100% are necessarily going to be in your lives for the first 4 weeks. The people that are meant to be in your lives are going to gravitate towards you and you're going to honestly talk to them more. And they're going to come closer in your circle until they're almost integrated in your circle, I'd say. The next question we have is art. What does art look like on campus? It's honestly really subjective. Art can be um very graphic, very much modeling, photography. It could be a side hustle. It could be graffiti in some contexts, as long as it's legal. It could be thrifting, fashion, or honestly stealing clothes out of someone's closet. It varies from person to person. Me personally, it is photography and stealing clothes, thrifting. Um, the 15 thing I have on the list is SEX. Is it great? It it is what it is, to be honest. Um, I would say college, you can definitely find a lot of it if that's something you're into, but only if you're into that. Um, Personally, I feel like there's just more interesting things to do. There is way more interesting things to do, like connecting with someone or just like spending time with friends or going to the event you always wanted to go to. So I would say those things are a lot more valuable than going on that really expensive date or that date that you think is going to go really well. And then for number 14, I would say food. Food in a new place. You're going to have to try that one out. You're going to have to go from place to place and think about, well, I would say just ask some locals. Ask locals like what are the best food spots where you are. Um, for example, I go to school in Chicago, so going from LA to Chicago, the food is definitely taken a turn. It's gone from really to really. Like I just don't get it. It can either be really hit or really miss. So I'd say ask the locals, try out all the spots, and stay away from the dining halls. They just don't be doing it. I'm not gonna lie. Number 13th on the list is the antidote to sadness. A lot of people are depressed. It's 2025. We have social media right in front of our faces. I'd say TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or just like scrolling online for any reason. I'd say it's pretty depressing overall because you're just scrolling all day. I would say there's no antidote to depression. There's no end all be all. Like, if you do this, you're not going to be sad. I think being happy is a day to day thing, and it honestly just depends on finding things that continuously make you happy. For me, that can be riding a bike, hanging out with friends, thrifting, playing my guitar, talking to someone. Um, Oftentimes, you feel like you don't need to talk to someone, or you don't feel that talking to someone will help. 9 times out of 10, talking to someone is actually really comforting or just really eye-opening. Like, I had this problem, and now it's not fixed, or it might be completely fixed, but it's moving to a point where it's gonna fix itself. And then we have copays. I forgot why I put this one on the list, but okay, bills. You're gonna have bills, and you're gonna have bills. You think that the insurance is gonna cover the bills. The insurance is not gonna cover the bills. The bills are gonna just keep piling up until it's more so like a clusterfuck. Like, not gonna lie to you, do you think the copay is $20? It's gonna add up to $100 if you keep having those checkups. So I would say if you have a simple cold, no reason to go in, just stay home. Don't get other people sick. I don't do that. Like, don't sneeze on other people and all that other stuff. But if you just have a small cold, just stay home or go to class, but wear a mask and get you some tea, some cough drops, and all that other stuff, and don't touch people. Just simple. This is like, but if you really have an ailment, then go get a checkup. Like, if you're feeling something, then go get a checkup. Um, Number 11 on the list is therapy. Therapy is what you make of it. As long as you're honest with someone about what you're genuinely going through and what that looks like, as well as like the steps you're taking to feel better, or maybe the steps in the opposite direction that you've been taking and noticed or haven't noticed, then I think that therapy can be a resource that is honestly really positively charged on a campus or even outside of campus. Um, okay, we have number 10 on the list. The things that are meant to happen will happen. I didn't get this one at first. I thought that things were just gonna necessarily happen because I wanted them to happen. They're not gonna happen because you want them to happen. They're only gonna happen because they're supposed to happen. If you want something to happen, I think that it's similar to Murphy's Law in the case that the more you're scared of something happening, the more that it will happen. So if you're not if you just go with the flow and let everything happen that's supposed to happen, things will come falling into your arms. The person that you want will come up to you and talk to you. The grades that you want will not magically fall into your lap, but they'll fall into your lap from studying. They'll fall to your lap by going to office hours, and they'll fall into your lap by talking to someone who understands the material. But just letting the things happen that are meant to happen for you is very important. I feel like I definitely didn't get that in my first quarter. So I would say just necessarily let the things that are supposed to happen happen. Um, Number 9 on the list, we have risk taking. Risk taking in college is that 10 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie to you, but there has to like be a gradual line of this is something that I'm going to do and this is something that I'm never going to do. It can't just be like I'm gonna do everything. If you're going to party for 1 week or maybe 2 to 3 weeks straight, you have to study for 6 hours a day, every day. And that sucks. But it's just a reality. You have to study, you have to put in the effort, and you have to, I don't know, work towards the things that you want. Going deeper into that one, risk taking can be fun if you're in a safe environment with people you know, in a place that you know, or getting to know, or you know someone who usually goes that you don't talk to, but now you're starting to talk to. If you get what you know what I'm saying, but it has to be in the right environment with the right people. Other from that, I would say just kind of like smooth sail a little bit. Like, don't be scared to take risks. Don't be scared to go for the internship that you don't think you're gonna get. Don't be scared to talk to a girl that you think is way out of your league. Don't be scared to make the comment that you want to make, or just say something that you really want to say. I would say just go on and do it. Like, there's no harm, there's no foul. The worst that someone can say is no. Actually, that was a lie. The worst thing that someone can say is, no, you're really ugly. Why are you talking to me? I'm calling the police. I'm telling all my friends. And I think you're really ugly. Like, there's levels to it. It gets progressively worse. The worst someone can say is no. with the added stuff on it. So just bear with me. Um, Number 8, I would say grades. Grades do not define you. Honestly, from someone who's gotten all A's, 4.3 in high school, to going to college and getting like 3.7 or just C's and B's or getting close to that D or F and then dropping a class, I would say grades can feel overwhelming and make you feel that, oh, I'm not good enough to attend, I'm not good enough to go to class, or maybe that I'm not putting in enough effort. I would say that grades don't define you, and grades are something that can be constantly improved on. It's honestly what you do outside of the classroom. It's what you are actively doing to improve that grade, whether it be studying the material over and over again, talking to friends, studying with friends, maybe doing some outside research, or maybe saying that this class is kind of really hard. I should take a step back and then maybe pick it up next quarter, maybe study a little bit more, or just say that you can't do it. It's okay to say that you can't do it. But overall, I'd say grades don't define you. A lot of engineering students or a lot of like students in general who have received a 3.0 overall still graduated with their degree, still went on to do something that was satisfying for their lives, and were able to meet the people that they wanted to meet. And are some of them, not all of them, are making over $100,000. So I would say that's a plus. Um, Number 7 on the list is, what is fun? What is fun to me? Mm, I would say it varies. It varies. Thrifting, said that one. Playing the guitar. Um, Honestly, I would say just fun changes a lot. Like, try new things, take that risk that you never thought you would want to take. Um, Go on that boat, even though you can't swim. I, sheesh, it's happened more than once. But just do things that you've never done. Try new things. Take the time to do those things with either people or just by yourself, and enjoy those things. Don't just do them because other people are doing them. Number 6 on the list, I would say, is thrifting. True story. I actually thrifted some Carhartt while drunk. It it was I was like I was going I think I was going through a breakup at the time. I was just like really like bored. We was watching a movie, me and my friends, got a little bit drunk, legal drinking. Um and my friend, I was walking to get food, and this guy didn't know. Came up to me, he was like, "Hey, bro, I fuck with your fashion. I have these like nice pants. I think you really fuck with them." I went up to his room, picked up the pants. They was Carhartt and they was nice. So I was like, for $20? For $20 though. For $20 and they were Carhartt, I was very livid. I was very much like, this is what I needed to be doing my entire life. But normally I just go to pop ups. Other from pop ups, I'll probably be. Um, it's more local, or maybe just go out of the country, whatever floats your boat. Number 5, I would say clothes. I prefer something worn, something like, um, something that's been worn by other people, or just necessarily someone has used, as compared to clothes that have never been used, because a lot of a lot of people wear the same thing over and over again, printed by the same companies, either mass produced or just printed over and over again, and they are unrecyclable, 9 times out of 10 unfashionable, and not unique. So I would say just thrift your clothes. They're 3 times less the price. You're getting a more unique piece, and you're able to actually style things that you want to style, as opposed to going into a store and shopping for a little bit and then kind of compromising on what you want to go with something that you don't need. Um, Number 3 on the list is, number 4 on the list is, how do you make friends? Mm, I would say the first week of college, or just a couple weeks flowing after college, you make friends by going to events, doing things you don't like, talking to those people who you already have small connections with because they have already made friends, or maybe they're in the process of making friends. Go to those places you don't normally go, talk to those people you don't normally talk to, relax, try to find your own comfort slash groove in college. Take a step back and honestly just go with the flow. Number three is friends. Friends is a complex question. You will have a lot of friends, but are they best friends? Are they associates? Or are they people you just talk to when you see? It is very hard to make friends, like actual friends. I would say those are the people you've been talking to for 3 plus months, and those are the people that you constantly see and constantly enjoy seeing. So when you make those friends, hold on to them very tight and go out of your way to make the time for those people, because those are the people you're genuinely going to see on a day-to-day basis, and those are the people that are going to go out of your way to make sure you're happy, you're successful, you're doing good, you're on track to graduate. You know all the people inside of your um department, or maybe the people outside of your department, or maybe they have a professor connection that you never knew about. Just honestly talk to those people who you see constantly and you want to be friends with, I'd say. um Number two on the list is, are my parents still in my life now that I'm in college? Yes and no. It depends on your parents. It honestly depends if they, I wouldn't say care, but they, my parents at least take a hands off approach. They really love me, but they kind of let me figure it out for myself, and I really enjoy that. You might have different parents. They might be really hands on, and they might say that I really want to talk to my son or daughter every single day, and I want to see what they're doing every single day. I would personally hate that, but whatever floats your boat. I would honestly just say, like, if you have parents who are like that, let them be a part of your life. And if not, then I would say be okay with not having that constant checkup. Be okay with not having that um day-to-day checkup, because it's your time to figure out who you are, and it's also your time to continue to grow. Um, Number one on this list, well, the list I made for myself for 17 things I wish I knew before I turned 19. Why does love come and go? First and foremost, it's not love. Love is, at least from my understanding at this point, or just trying to understand it, is something that continuously presents you with challenges and bright sides and benefits and downsides. I don't say that to say that everything is taxing or that everything comes with a benefit. I say that to say that the right people encourage you, the right people look after you, and the right people make time for you. The wrong people force you to make time for them, force you to not talk to people, and inhibit your growth. In college, you don't have a lot of time to be inhibited. You want to be free, you want to have all those opportunities, and you want to do the things that you want to do. So continue to do those things and don't feel completely locked down inside a relationship unless that's something you really want. Me personally, I can see myself doing something long term, but that's up to like gradual things, like gradual over time, very slow paced, very okay, we're gonna take breaks. Okay, we're gonna continue to talk. Or okay, we're not gonna talk for this extended amount of time, but we're gonna meet up and we're going to spend time with each other. And that's something you talk about. It's something that happens over time. And if at the end of, I don't know, 5 months or a year, because college is really quick and it's also really slow at the exact same time. Don't ask me how that works. It's very much oxymoron. After those 5 months to a year, you will know if that person is the right person to continue talking to or even date. Or I'd say you guys would date in the first month to 3 months. And then after 5 months to a year, you'll know if that person is really right for you in a college setting. And then who knows? Later on in life, you'll know if they're right for you in a general setting. That's all I have for 17 things I wish I knew before I turned 19. But thank you for watching.